And joining me now to discuss the latest developments and the operation in Lebanon is Lieutenant Colonel in Reserves Gidi Harari, head of Sha'ar Yeshuv's emergency squad. Thank you for joining.
Thank you very much.
So we're seeing a serious escalation in the fire between Israel and Hezbollah, with so many Israeli strikes on Hezbollah targets in the last 48 hours. In your opinion, was this escalation inevitable?
There is no doubt that the escalation was inevitable. We have reached the time that we cannot bear it anymore, the shooting on the Galil and the south of the Galil, and we need to do something in order to change the strategy and to pressure Hezbollah in order to reach some kind of agreement or ceasefire. So this is why this is the right time to do this. It could have been done earlier, but there is no doubt that it should be done.
Earlier, Israel was engaged in a war in Gaza and still is. Now, the IDF accused Hezbollah of using civilian homes to store weapons and launch attacks. We saw the videos. How does this use of human shields affect the rules of engagement for Israel in this conflict?
It affects very much because we, as a legitimate country and trying to be as moral as much as moral, we don't want to hit houses where civilians are living there, although we know that there are weapons in those houses. So every time we are sending them messages to leave the houses before we attack. So of course they are leaving the houses, but the weapons remains there, either the rockets or launchers of rockets or drones or whatever, mortars. They cannot take it with them, so they are losing their homes.
Now, Israel launched airstrikes on approximately 1,600 Hezbollah targets. We're hearing that possibly 50% of Hezbollah's rocket launching abilities were destroyed. Are these strikes likely to succeed in completely neutralizing the threat posed to Israel by Hezbollah?
First of all, the IDF spokesman said that he doesn't know where from came this 50% number, but it's not true. But there is no doubt that we have hit a great part of the weapons, but not 50%. Mm-hmm. But of course, it's very important. It's very important. But this is not what will stop the war. This is not enough in order to stop the war.
Mm-hmm. Now, Hezbollah claimed it will retaliate further if Israeli strikes continue. What can we expect in terms of their next move? What do you think are the risks for the Israeli public?
We should expect the worst. I mean the worst by saying that the Israeli public should be ready in Haifa and in Hadera and in Tel Aviv, that they will strike or try to strike these areas. But we are in a state of war, and we need to change the situation strategically. And to change this situation, we need to hit them very hard, very strong, very quickly, in order to finish it as quickly as possible. And it means that we, in south of Israel, in all of Israel, we should be ready to and should understand that we might get hit too. And there's nothing new in it. We're talking about it for years.
How likely is it that this could develop into a full-scale war with Israeli boots on the ground?
Even Israeli boots on the ground, it doesn't mean that it's full-scale war, because we might have to do some ground maneuver in the south of Lebanon, but it doesn't mean that there is a total war just because of this maneuver. Me personally, I hope that we will not need to do it because, of course, there will be injuries and et cetera, et cetera. But if this will be the step that we will need to take in order to finish this war, we'll take it. I think that we're strong enough and we should take it if it's needed.
Gidi Harari, thank you very much.
Thank you.